Now, first responders, they are not immune to the COVID surge themselves. In fact, police officers, firefighters, paramedics, they're getting sick, and sometimes at an alarming rate. In Fort Worth, the fire department is really getting hit hard now. Here's Scott Gordon.
The Fort Worth Fire Department is juggling to keep stations staffed and make sure enough firefighters are on the job. 130 are homesick right now. That's about 14% of the department, leading to mandatory overtime for some to keep up response times.
At no point has the service of 911 been delayed. All of our fire trucks are still being fully staffed.
About 10 firefighters are testing positive for the virus every day, a number that's skyrocketed in just the last few weeks. At the ambulance service MedStar, about 21 medics are out with COVID right now. That's about 3% of its workforce.
The community should not be worried. We've got great folks that are picking up those extra shifts, working longer hours. However, long term, this could be an issue if this surge continues.
Those who are working are busy. MedStar is now responding to about 150 COVID calls a day. Meanwhile, at the police department, 44 officers are homesick, adding to a shortage overall.
Right now we're over 70 officers short. So you could tell with the 70 officers short plus the number of officers we have out with COVID, it's a big number to have, especially in a department of our size.
Police are juggling officers from special assignments to patrol where the need is highest. The big unknown, when the surge will peak.
I'm not a medical expert, but from what I could tell, I think we're still on the increase. And I still think that we'll still see the numbers increase throughout the winter season.
First responders used to helping others, dealing with their own crisis. In Fort Worth, Scott Gordon, NBC5.
We reached out to a police group which told us that the number of COVID cases aren't tracked statewide, but they say that major cities are all experiencing the high number of first responders that are out with COVID. The Fort Worth Fire Department is now providing COVID tests for every firefighter before every shift.
Hospitals treating more potential COVID patients, but so are crews with MedStar. We get that story from KRLD's Andrew Greenstein.
Back in November, MedStar crews were treating an average of 69 patients per day who were believed to have been infected with COVID-19. Matt Savatsky with MedStar says that number has shot up to 146 per day in the first 5 days of this year. That's an increase of 112% since November.
We did not really see this rate of increase at all before during the pandemic, which is likely a representation of the extreme ease at which this variant is transmitted.
Zavadsky says the one good thing that's come from the rapidly spreading Omicron variant is that many who had been on the fence about getting vaccinated are coming off the fence and are getting vaccinated. MedStar's next vaccine clinic is next Friday at its headquarters from noon to 6. Andrew Greenstein, News Radio 1080, KRLD.
Allen to Wiley. MedStar is seeing a concerning trend when it comes to COVID calls. The ambulance service says the number of patients possibly infected with the virus has climbed to about 146 per day. That is just in the last 5 days. For some context here, that is a 112% increase from what they were seeing in November when they were averaging about 70 COVID calls per day.